a revolutionary king who dared to defy the West with an oil embargo, a leader who abolished slavery and fought for modernization, and a man whose pro-Palestinian stance made him a hero to millions. King Faisal of Saudi Arabia's legacy is nothing short of legendary. But beneath the glory lies a story of betrayal, power struggles, and a shocking assassination that ended his reign. What drove his own nephew to pull the trigger, and could Western conspiracies have played a role? Let's unravel the gripping tale of King Faisal's life, triumphs, and tragic end. Faisal bin Abdulaziz Al Saud's life began in 1906 in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, under the shadow of both privilege and hardship. Born as the third son of King Abdulaziz, the founder of modern Saudi Arabia, Faisal was destined for greatness. Yet his life was marked by tragedy early on. At just 6 months old, Faisal lost his mother, leaving him to be raised by his maternal grandparents. It was in their care that Faisal's character was molded, surrounded by an atmosphere of courage, discipline, and deep piety. These values became the cornerstone of his leadership. From an early age, Faisal displayed remarkable resolve and maturity. At the age of 14, he undertook his first significant political mission, traveling to England in 1919 as the first Saudi royal to visit the West. This journey was not only a testament to his early political promise, but also a harbinger of the diplomatic role he would play on the global stage. Faisal's leadership was forged in the fires of battle. In 1929 to 22, at just 16 years old, he led an army of 6,000 loyal troops to secure the provinces of Halle and Asir. His triumph in this campaign solidified the House of Saud's control over the territories and showcased his exceptional military and political acumen. 4 years later, he was appointed Viceroy of the Hijaz region, a role that cemented his reputation as a capable and determined leader. By 1930, Faisal had risen to become Saudi Arabia's Minister of Foreign Affairs, a position he would hold for the next 3 decades. During these years, Faisal traveled the world, representing Saudi Arabia on the international stage. In 1943, he was invited to the United States by President Franklin D. Roosevelt, marking another milestone in his ascent as a statesman. These formative experiences laid the groundwork for Faisal's eventual rise to power, as he deftly navigated the complexities of global diplomacy while strengthening Saudi Arabia's presence on the world stage. Back home, Faisal was a trailblazer for reform and modernization. His decree in 1962 to abolish slavery in Saudi Arabia was a bold and historic move, reflecting his vision for a more progressive and just society. The same year, he founded the country's first television station, a decision that sparked both admiration and fierce resistance from conservative factions. But Faisal was undeterred. He understood that modernization was essential for Saudi Arabia's future, even if it came at great personal and political cost. Faisal's rise to the throne in 1964 was the result of a power struggle with his elder brother King Saud. The conflict was a clash of visions, with Faisal's pragmatism and focus on reform ultimately prevailing.
ولذلك فإنني أدعوكم أيها المواطنون جميعا بأن تكونوا في عون حكومتكم في توجيهها الاتجاه الصحيح، وإذا كانت هناك أي أخطاء أو أي ملاحظات فإن لكل فرد الحق بأن يبديها وأن يوصلها إلى أكبر مرجع وإلى أصغر مرجع، فإن هذا حقكم أنتم وهذا واجبنا تجاهكم وتجاه أي فرد في هذه الأمة.
As king, Faisal embarked on a transformative journey to modernize Saudi Arabia. He initiated the kingdom's first 5-year economic plan, established the Ministry of Justice, and laid the foundations for a modern welfare system. His leadership was marked by inclusiveness, as he sought to balance the kingdom's religious and cultural diversity while preventing radical clerics from wielding undue influence. However, Faisal's modernization efforts were not without resistance. His push for women's education and other reforms faced opposition from conservative religious factions. The introduction of television sparked protests, highlighting the tensions between tradition and progress. Yet, Faisal remained steadfast, guided by his vision for a stronger, more unified Saudi Arabia. Faisal's leadership was tested not only by internal challenges, but also by external threats. The rise of Muammar Gaddafi in Libya and the Arab nationalist movement, led by Egypt's Gamal Abdel Nasser, posed significant risks to the monarchy. In response, Faisal built a sophisticated security apparatus and preemptively thwarted coup attempts, including the arrest of military officers in 1969 who were accused of plotting against him. On the global stage, Faisal's legacy reached its pinnacle during the 1973 Yom Kippur War. In an unprecedented move, Faisal orchestrated an oil embargo against Western nations that supported Israel. The impact was immediate and profound. Oil prices skyrocketed, and Western economies were brought to their knees.
ونحن حينما نصارح بسياستنا لا يهمنا أن يزعل الغرب أو أن يتكدر الشرق، لأن الشرق والغرب اتفقوا على هضم حقوق العرب وسلبهم أراضيهم المقدسة، ولكننا ندافع عن مبدأ ندين به بعد الله وبعد عقيدتنا الإسلامية بأن العرب يجب أن ندافع عن حقوقهم.
This act of defiance not only elevated Faisal's status as a leader, but also underscored the power of Gulf oil. Faisal used the wealth generated from the oil boom to support Egypt, Syria, and the Palestinian Liberation Organization, cementing his role as a champion of the Palestinian cause. Faisal's commitment to Arab unity was further demonstrated in 1969 when he spearheaded the establishment of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, bringing together 25 Muslim nations to address shared challenges. His leadership during this period solidified Saudi Arabia's position as a regional and global power. Yet, despite his monumental achievements, Faisal's life came to a heartbreaking end. On March 25, 1975, during a traditional majlis, where the king met with citizens to hear their petitions, tragedy struck. Faisal's nephew, Prince Faisal bin Musad, approached him, appearing to pay his respects. One warning, the prince pulled out a pistol and shot the king twice. One bullet struck Faisal's chin and the other pierced his ear. The king was rushed to the hospital but succumbed to his injuries. The motives behind the assassination remain clouded in speculation. Some believe it was an act of revenge for the death of Prince Faisal bin Musad's brother during protests against the introduction of television in 1966. Others suggest a broader conspiracy, pointing to Faisal's oil embargo and pro-Palestinian stance as motives for foreign intervention.
إخواني، ماذا ننتظر؟ هل ننتظر الضمير العالمي؟ أين هو الضمير العالمي؟ إن القدس الشريف يناديكم ويستغيث بكم أيها الإخوة لتنقذوه من محنته ومما ابتلي به، فماذا يخيفنا؟ هل نخشى الموت؟
While the truth remains elusive, the assassin was declared sane and executed publicly. Faisal's death marked the end of an era, but his legacy lives on. He was a leader who dared to defy the odds, reshaping Saudi Arabia and standing up for the Arab world. His story is a testament to the power of vision, courage, and conviction. Faisal II. If this story of King Faisal has moved you, join us on Ancient Perspectives. Subscribe to explore more untold tales and keep the legacy of history alive. Let's uncover the stories that shape our world together.